been spending a little time with the idea of a mole. So remember, our loose definition of a mole is the number of protons or neutrons it needs to make a gram. But we said that was an actual number, and we call that number Avogadro's number. To four significant figures, Avogadro's number is 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd. So we can say 1 mole is 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd particles. Hopefully you're now starting to see what I mean when I say that the mole is a central idea in chemistry. Okay? A mole is not something that we can measure directly, but by its definition we can easily switch a mole of something into grams, or we can switch grams into moles. Also by its definition, knowing Avogadro's number, we can switch moles into the number of particles. That may be atoms, if we're talking about an individual element. It may be molecules, if we're talking about a covalent compound, or it may be formula units if we're talking about an ionic compound. What we're going to see now is that we can also switch particles back into moles. So the mole can be switched into something that we can measure, or it can be switched into something that we would like to count. It's a central idea for us. So, let's look at an example where we start with the number of particles and we want to find the number of moles. So my question says, how many moles are in 1.8 times 10 to the 24th atoms of lithium? So we're going to start our setup as we usually do with our given. We have 1.8 times 10 to the 24th atoms of lithium. The symbol for lithium is Li. We want to find moles. So I'm going to set this up by unit analysis. I'm going to cancel atoms, and I'm going to switch it to moles. And we should know that 1 mole is Avogadro's number, 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd. Now, if we do this and we round off to the correct number of significant figures, you're going to end up with 3 moles of lithium. Most of you will be doing this with a calculator. Make sure you know how to type scientific notation in your calculator. If you have to do this without a calculator, think about powers. 10 to the 24th over 10 to the 23rd is 10 to the 1st. So really we have a 10 times that, so 18. 18 divided by 6, hey, that's about 3. Okay? So get used to estimating, ballparking numbers in your head before you put them in your calculator, so that even if you are using a calculator, you can make a mental check. One other thing I want to talk about here, I want to go back and emphasize significant figures. Here I had 2 significant figures in my measurement. My number for Avogadro's number had 4 significant figures, so I rounded off to the one that was less, so I got 2 significant figures. If I had changed this problem ever so slightly, by saying I had 1.80 times 10 to the 24th atoms of lithium, it would change my answer ever so slightly. Instead of getting 2 significant figures, I would get 3, and if I did that, I would round off and I would say I had 2.99 moles of lithium. So the big idea of this video is that you can switch from particles into moles by using Avogadro's number as a conversion factor.